It's cool, but it ain't that cool.
It is cool.
It's very cool, but like, I don't like what it says. I mean, for that amount of money, you'd hope you could pick whatever you wanted on it. You know,
I would do it if I had the money.
I wouldn't, because I mean, where are we gonna put it? Where are you gonna put it? I know, right? That's it. That's sad. We should get cabinets for there. That was the original plan.
To fill it up, yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Monday. How's everybody doing? Oh, look at that. It's not an F-150, but it's a Honda Accord. Ooh, I know, right? What are the odds of that? Pretty good.
It is.
What's up? What's up? Oh, hey, look, it's Havoc. He's wreaking havoc on the internet.
Hey.
No wonder he's always sick. Oh, he's eating like a, healthy as can be. We got...
What happened? What did they say?
No, your boy. Aaron.
Oh, what did he say?
He said no wonder he's always sick.
What are you talking about? This is so healthy, dude.
Yeah, Coca-Cola and
popcorn.
Yeah. What's up from Illinois? Hello. How are you? How what? What's the hair clip for?
Oh, for my,
Is that your chip clip?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't finish it?
Where does Fernando from? I think it's where is Fernando from?
From my mom and my
dad. He's from Mexico City, Mexico. I mean, if you're going to be from Mexico, you definitely want to be from the city named after the country, right?
Hey.
I guess. I don't know. Why not? How's the LC 1300 working out for you?
It is wonderful. I like it. Beautiful.
I know.
Sound really good.
Hey, from Mexico. What's
up,
going
Mexico?
on? Let's see. What's up from Olympia? Cool.
Hey, El Fernandez. What's up, brother?
Fernando, invite me to Invita mi unos chitos.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to read it like English. Stupid me. Ain't no rust in the gut. Oh, yeah, no, definitely. He's got no battery acid growing in his thing.
No.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, so hello from Indonesia. Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
You live on the island way the heck over there.
Kali.
So let's take a look at this Accord that we're working on.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's here, and we're going. Vegas into house. All right, so what we got going on is this is a 2017 Honda Accord. I think we've all seen one of these before. It has the navigation radio, says the dual screen, so we can't put a new radio in it, which is a bummer, but it's got the premium sound system, which is nice because with the premium sound system, there's a factory amplifier located here in the corner, and Metro makes a harness that isn't pinned properly for the speaker side. So we've actually gone through already and color coded it. So you have front, rear, and front tweeters. So there's 6 wires here. There's also a sub here, but we don't need it. Coming off of this is the RCAs coming out of the radio, even though it goes to a plug. So you have front, rear, sub output located in this plug, which is a bummer because we don't have this plug. So that means we're gonna solder into these connections here because we've already taken the amplifier out. So we'll just solder our wires into this. That way we're not gonna cut this off. We'll just solder into it. That way, if he ever goes back to factory, it's just a matter of plugging it in. That one unplugged. So that'll be nice, easy there. The harness for behind the radio that Metro makes isn't for the premium audio system, so it doesn't have the wires that we need, which is a bummer, but it's not the end of the world. Also, if you want to remove the ANC, it's located, automatic noise canceling, it's located right here above this pocket. So you just pull these side rails off, 2 screws, pull the pocket out, and your ANC is located right up here. You just have to unplug it, or you can take it out if you want. There's 2 10mm bolts, it'll come right out. So that's what's going on as far as our signal goes. Now, normally we'd be putting the amplifier right here, but he decided to go full crazy, and he's going with some Focal KRX2s. So we're gonna do the D61200 and the LC 1.800, and the 1.800 is gonna power this big L7 Q class 112 here. And for the amplifiers, they're gonna go here in this area. It seems to be a popular place as of late. And I just got done fabricating or making, or whatever you want to call it, the amplifier mount for the rear deck. There's 2 factory screw points here and here. I haven't drilled the holes yet, so it'll be 6 M6 bolts that attach this, and then there'll be more here, and then you'll have that cool heat sink look across the back that these audio controls look really sexy when you do. Wiring will run down either side. Batteries, normal size battery for a Honda, which is nice. It's actually big, not like the Civics that have those little tiny batteries, so that'll be cool. We're gonna run, we don't have room in this to do distribution and all that, so we're just gonna run 2 4-gauge wires to the front. We'll have room to do that. Just makes a little bit more sense. A lot of the times you guys ask us, why don't you just run a 0 gauge? Because we have this much room for amplifiers. That's it. So 2 4-gauge, super easy. We don't have to put a bunch of blocks and stuff back here. The amplifiers have fuses on them, fuse holders underneath the hood. We have more room up here to put some form of fuse holder or fuse distribution or something along those lines. So that'll all go there, look fine. My JVC head unit getting really hot and starts distorting. Do you recommend the JL or an amplifier? I mean, the JL is a great amplifier to go with, but yes, an amplifier of any kind would be wonderful, for sure. Now in the doors, we've already got the driver's side done. Look at that tweeter. So the K2s come in 2 sizes. They come in the K2s, and then they come in the X. And the main difference between them is this big ass tweeter. So this actually fit into the factory location. We didn't have to make anything. We didn't have to fab anything. The only thing we had to do is drill out the hole just a little bit bigger so that this would go in, but it fits right into that factory lip. So it's snug right in. It looks, it's beautiful. I mean, it just goes in there so nice. And then down below we have the mid bass went in, Focal logo. He's got that door. Oh, he hasn't got that door off yet. That's the next door to work on. It's got the full ground zero treatment here. So that's all done. So, you know, just give you an idea. And then if you compare it to something that doesn't have it, while we have these panels out, are we gonna put something in these? Did we decide that?
Yeah, I'm gonna put just 1 strip in this part right here.
Yeah, just along here?
Oh, yeah, right here.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yep, perfect.
Size, so.
And then we have the rear deck. I had to take the rear deck out of the car to get the subwoofer out so that I could figure out if I can fit my amplifiers there. So we have this already all apart. So we'll just peel those off, do it, put it back on. The other thing we have to do is he wants to sound treatment this. Yeah. So this will be also getting done. So he bought 2 ground zero kits. Pro tip of the, do you have a pro tip of the day?
Pro tip of the day. No.
It's Monday, so I haven't really had time to think about a pro
Stay
tip of the
home,
day.
don't go to work.
It's a good pro tip. Good pro tip. All right, pro tip of the day. I got one. This one's gonna be obvious. All right, when working in the back of a car, especially like this, if you gotta spend some time back there to get these speakers out and this reflection, remove the whole back seat. Typically this seat here, I always see people sitting on top of it. It's 2 screws. 1 screw here, 1 screw here. If it's a 60-40 split, there's 4 screws. 4 screws, you can easily remove this because you pull the butt out. And what happens is you have these locks here where the seat locks into place, and you put the seat on top of that. And then you sit on it with all your weight, and when you flip it up, this is now in the seat, and you're hoping you rub it and you hope that it doesn't, stay. I mean, it's not gonna stay, it'll be fine. Why take the chance? Plus you also bend the seat because the seats weren't made to have, 150, 200 pounds on them. So by taking them out, just makes your life easier. You can get back here, you have nothing in your way, you get plenty of room to walk around, stand on this, and way easier. So definitely you want to do something like that. Makes your life so much better. Here you go. Try Monster Cave. Oh, try Monster Cave. Ricardo.
Yes.
Ricardo Rangel. We talked about him.
Your location, awesome.
So he was 12 volt clean wire club 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the 12 volt Twin Wire Club. Ricardo is a good friend. We've met him many times. We hang out. He's like this tall, man. He's like so tall.
He took all the.
He took all the height. He took all the height. Dude, when we were at Knowledge Fest, I just looked for Ricardo because Fernando will be somewhere by him.
Yeah.
Master Background Hell is a shop you need to go to in Mexico.
That's right.
Audio Systems would tell you. And if you're in California, you can go to Audio Systems.
Yeah.
Go check out Anthony and Junior. But yeah, definitely. Love that guy. I miss him.
Yeah, he's moving right now to the new shop. He is.
He's got an awesome YouTube channel too.
Yep.
As well as he puts a ton of stuff on Instagram.
Yeah. Really nice.
What's up from Audio Systems from Texas?
Oh,
there's
Texas.
another
Good.
Texas. Wow, okay. Subwoofer you would you recommend for an Evo X 3000 good clean bass? Good clean bass. What's the green one I just got? Is that the uranium? Did they give me the uranium?
Mm-hmm.
Check out the uranium sound.
The
Ground
10, right?
0. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grounds. No, is it 12? Is it a 10?
No, the 10 that we're gonna put.
No, mine. The green one. The green one I have.
No, it's not. It's not it.
Hang on a second. Fernando's gonna grab it. I have the perfect woofer for you. It's a Ground 0. Give me 1 second. He'll go find it. Sweet thanks. I may have missed it, but you're placing the amps and the crossovers in the boot. It's gonna be full active. So this one is getting the D61200 to run the tweeters, mid bass, hydrogen. Can we grab it or is it boxed up? All right, grab it. So it's the hydrogen. Hold on, he's gonna grab it for you because it's really sexy. Anyways, this is gonna be a 6-channel active with 2 channels out to a subwoofer, so it'll be 7 channels total. But yeah, so this is the amp mount here to mount the amplifiers up on the rear deck. So just to give you an idea of what this is going to look like. Give me 1 second, I have to. So we had to notch it for the hood release, so that'll go there. And there's a hole here which we'll put a rivet in and a matching one on the other side. And so this will go in, it'll sit just like this, and we'll have about a 1/2 inch between the subwoofer and the amp rack. It'll bolt into place up here. There's some holes already here from the factory, so we can put rivets into those. And so this will just screw up into place just like that. There'll be a rivet there and it'll clear the speakers. But these are the 2 amplifiers. The fins will be right along here. Don't worry, we'll show it to you tomorrow once we get it in there. But yeah, it's all going to the boot. Passive crossovers. If we would have done the smaller, like a D or a 5 channel, we would have had room for the crossovers. Basically, you have like 23 inches is the maximum length you can get because of the width of the speakers and where these sit, because these have to be cut out just a little bit bigger because of the K2s. They don't, these are little tiny, these are silly. I mean, look at, oh, these actually have a magnet. That's pretty cool. Most of the time they're not even that, but yeah, so that's where that's gonna go. Did you get it?
Yeah.
All right, so this is it here. See, it is a 12.
Yeah, it's a 12.
Yeah, so this is the Hydrogen GZHW30X SPL D1.
They make a D1 and a D2
for voice coil.
Mm-hmm.
Power handling is about right where you want to be. But yeah, that's the guy.
Man.
See, the one thing you'll notice, yeah, it is gigantic. But if you'll notice when looking at the cone, flip it back down. So you have a lot of cone area. So you'll get, the surround is nice and tight, so you get a lot of air coming off the cone as opposed to the wider, more spare tire looking. So this will give you that better bass response. I can't wait to get it in the car at some point. Anyways, so there you go. Hydrogen. When are you guys gonna make more podcasts? Oh, that hurts. I don't know. I gotta be honest, I have no idea. We would love to get back at it.
Right now we're working on the studio. So, the studio is getting...
So taking on the other show that Hi-Fi wanted to do, the Side Jag movie review show that we do Thursday nights at 9:45.
Sounds like a video podcast.
I know. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there you go. Watch that. It's just I'm running out of time. It's really hard to...
You got plenty of time, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm running out of time. People, please promote Kicker Speedwire. They don't make Speedwire anymore. They did. 9-conductor Speedwire? They used to make it, and they decided not to. It's too expensive. What's up, fellas, for Performance in Texas?
What's up?
I'm multitasking, trying to finish big Polaris build. That's awesome. Do you think Rockford Fosgates is a good for sound quality? P2 D4 12. Fernando ran the P2 8 in his car for a long time.
Yeah, they sound really nice, man.
You know, I feel the answer to that is yes. I don't see it as an issue for you. I think you're gonna love it. I got a 2018 Accord and I need a better sound right now. I have factory speakers. What do you recommend for me? I mean, are you gonna do amplifiers? What are you gonna do? I mean, if you're just looking for better speakers, the speakers in there aren't really bad considering the power that it has. So, you know, if you just put in some new speakers, might not give you the result you want. One of the main complaints in that car is the tweeter is kind of soft. So if you feel that way, then you might want to look at something with a much more active tweeter, maybe some full cal integration, or check out possibly the Morel Maximus 6.5 components for the front. That would give you some really nice. What's the problem with the Honda DSP module? Nothing is wrong with the DSP module. What the problem is they get Bluetooth issues that they haven't fixed as of what I know right this moment. We were getting echoing when talking on Bluetooth. Other than that, the module worked fine. It was actually sounded for that fabulous until you made a phone call. 2021 Ram Rebel 12-inch factory Alpine system. Other than the Pack Pro, is there anything else I need to integrate into the system to run DSP and aftermarket amps? Yes, you're going to want to also get the ANC bypass for it. There's an ANC module located in there. It's a secondary harness. I believe if you go into the Amp Pro instructions, which you can download on the website if you don't already have it, there's a part number for it there. It's a T-harness that'll go in and take that out of the equation. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do you recommend making holes in the car with grommets for ground to frame?
Making holes.
Depends on the type of car. Like, this is a unibody construction. No, there is no frame. If you're talking about like an F1, if you're talking like a pickup truck, no, because all the electronics in the car are attached to the cab of the car. The cab of the car is grounded to the battery. It's usually a really good ground. When you look at the frame rail is made out of some kind of welded together tube steel, and there could be multiple weld points there or glue points or anything like that. What we found in the pickup trucks, even going all the way to the back of the car, sometimes that frame just isn't a great ground point. That's like when we do backup cameras, we always bring those all the way forward into the cab. So I don't know, especially with an F-150, like we used to do that and we had no issues. It was fine, but I think we've told that Nav TV story enough. But there's nothing wrong with it. You just have to pay attention. If there's a factory ground point somewhere on the frame rail and you're going to use that, yeah, that's a wonderful idea. But you just have to make sure, check the resistance to make sure that it's a good ground. I really think the cab is probably going to be a better ground though. What ABS plates have you been? What ABS plate has to been like $100 right now? Oh, yeah, no doubt. Because yes, it's actually probably more than that considering how expensive ABS is and how long it took to build. Yeah. Is this the same as 10 speaker Civic? This is the 2, 4, 6, 7 speaker system, and it's a 17. So it would have to be 18 was the crossover year for this. The difference between the two is the digital amplifier versus the non-digital amplifier. This is a non-digital amplified system, so it has variable voltage coming into the factory over into the amplifier over here. The newer 18 and ups don't. They have a digital. It's easy enough to figure out if there is a wire going into the amplifier that is black on its own little plug. That is the digital input. Then that means no, it's a little different. But you guys literally, oh, thank you. Dean, audio control DM608. The sound is switching to and from hollow sound to a more compressed sound. What IQ for later sound thoughts? Has it been updated yet? That would be the only thing I would ask, is make sure it's up to date. Also, make sure whatever source unit you're feeding it is not the cause of the problem. It's a DSP, so you could plug your phone into it, change all your preset, like make a preset 2. Go to preset 2 and change your inputs all, and go to preset 2, change your inputs to 5 and 6 on all your inputs, okay? And then plug a phone into 5 and 6, okay, or 7 or 8, whichever one you want. I think it's 5 and 6. And program that, and then put it to preset 2 and see what happens. So if you want your EQ and all that to stay the same, you can, but either way, just try another source unit into it, or you could buy the ACBT24 and basically do the same thing. It would do the same thing, but I think a phone would probably be way cheaper. Podcast is okay, since once in a while. I mean, we'd like to do a podcast every once in a while. We have some ideas, like we have a lot of, the thing is there's just not enough time. It's really the problem that it comes down to. Right now, we are so busy between just trying to put out what we have as well as just doing all the work we have. It's just been an insane year and a half. And so we're trying to do the most that we can with the time that we have. And yeah, exactly. And that's all. Oh man, the lights keep screwing up the. So that's what we're trying to do. Trust me, we would love to get back to the podcast. The podcast was a lot of fun because we got to really sit down and say things that we wanted to say and whatnot. But, you know, I mean, and the thing was, is it really didn't take that long because they were only like, what, a half hour long?
Just half hour, yeah.
But it got to the point where it was like, what are we going to talk about today? So once it got to where it was like, we're really stressing to figure out what topics we want to hit, that's when we were like, man, it's becoming tough. So, is this the same setup? Okay, I already answered that. Oh, all right, let's scroll down here. If you are leaving stock speakers in rear doors of a Tacoma for rear fill, would you deaden those doors as well? Yes, because chances are good you're probably going to change them at some point. Also, it's a Toyota Tacoma, which means there is tons of road noise in that vehicle, and sound treatment in that just to kill some of the road noise would be spectacular. Would you concur?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Fernando said do it. Maximus Active off of F300. What speakers would you use for the rear fill off Pioneer 8500? I would just check out the entry-level Morels. Do this. Just get a set of the Integra versions of those. Throw them in the rear. That would be spectacular. You don't need anything special. You're just gonna have the 15 watts by 4 coming off of that. I would also go into the level controls of the 8500 and turn them down about 10 from the front. That way that as you turn the volume up, they max out the same time as the amplifier does. There's about a 10 dB volume differential between 10 volume number differential between maxed out on the amplifier and maxed out on the preamp section. So if you turn the rears down in the level control 10 notches, as it were, then smack me in the head. Then you'll be at the same place, and we'll both max out at the same place on your volume control. What subwoofer do you recommend for 2019 Silverado? How many and what amp? If you're gonna do shallow mount, then obviously our go-to shallow mount woofer is a Kicker Comp RT. However, I would head over to MTI Acoustics. That's MTI, or Mobile Toys Incorporated, or Inc. And check out what they have for the pickup truck. They have different stages and levels. If you're gonna have something custom built, you might wanna check out like an L7T. Back there, 212s, 210s, something like that, because that would sound pretty awesome. There again, depends on what you wanna do. Depending on what subwoofer you want, obviously match up the power to that. How do you not feel nervous about screwing up a system in someone's car system? I guess the question for that is you don't ever not feel nervous, but it's a job. If you're not confident in the job you do, then you know, the other thing too is experience. When I started, I had an experienced installer that worked with me, especially when I started building and fabricating, doing all that. I had a gentleman that I worked with that did it for years. Installing, not so much. I mean, I had, you know, as time went on, I was just always confident in my ability to do this, but I have worked with a couple guys that, you know, you just learn from each other. So, and there's not to say you don't break things. I mean, it happens. I mean, that's what you have insurance for. I mean, you avoid it at all costs, but, you know, we're operating on vehicles all day long. It's just what happens. But the nice thing is especially like right now, there's a lot of instruction manuals out there. There's a lot of things at your disposal. I mean, if we get to a door panel and we're like, I have no idea how this comes up, dude, we just Google it and see what happens. You know, if there's somebody online that made a video, then we watch it. I mean, we're not any different than anyone else. If somebody's made a video on how to get something off, I mean, smart cars. We do about maybe 2 smart cars a year, and I always forget there's a special little handle like right here on the door because you got to pull the outside off. I always forget where that's at. I know there's a video online. I go watch it oh, we got a smart car. Hold on, let me go watch this video real quick. I'm like, all right, boom, upload it into my brain. Boom, take it all apart. Good to go.
Upload it on my brain.
Well, I mean, that's essentially what it is. I mean, how many times have we sat there and we'll just look at something and be like, man, I don't want to break that. I'm sure there's somebody on YouTube that made one. Let's go watch his.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to like Amplifier, I mean, some things you just know, some things you don't. But I mean, 30 years of doing this, you kind of pick up on things. The other thing too is once you've done like a Honda or a Mercedes or a BMW, or once you start doing those cars, you kind of get an idea of what those people are thinking. Like they have a certain mindset when designing their cars. Like Honda is very minimalistic. They like to use the fewest screws possible. And they do things that make sense. Exactly. How many screws were in the door panel?
On this one?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's actually quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
the new one only has 1.
I was gonna say the new one only has 1 screw. So it's like, you know, there's not gonna be a lot of screws holding this door panel on.
So all right. So if you go here, right here, there's 1 here.
Yeah.
1 here.
Yeah.
This color right here. Yeah.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
2 is gonna hold the handle. I like to take it out just in case, but you don't have to.
Right.
Because it has 2 clips. You can put it back. 2 of those and 1 right here.
Yeah, which is the normal spot for. I mean, I think in the new one, this is the only spot where the screw is, right?
Yes, the new one is only
this. That 1 screw, and the rest of the door panel just pops off. So.
Fantastic.
It's fantastical. Fantastical. I'm 19 and I've learned a lot from YouTube and mainly you guys. You guys have taught me a lot of things. I try to install things like you guys would. I still need more practice, but I'm getting there. Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. Look, when we do these videos and we walk you through install diaries and stuff like that, we try to take it from a position of, if you're watching this, hopefully this will help you figure it out.
Right.
If you're watching this and you go, man, I don't want to do that, hopefully you can find a professional. It's just that. I mean, we've all been there. I mean, most of the guys, you don't just pop out and be like, I'm going to be an installer. I know what to do. I know everything. Even the guys that go to school and pay the money for all that.
Yeah.
You know, you still need to get into the install bay and start taking things apart and start diagnosing and start learning and figuring out how to use the tools.
Yeah.
It's a hands-on job. I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, every car is different. Every process is a little bit different. The more you do, the more you learn. You know, and you learn every day. I mean, I've been doing this a really long time. I still learn every day, new things, different ways of looking at things, different ideas. I don't want to do the same thing twice if there's a better way. I'll be like, hey, you know what? We did it this time last time. Let's try and see if there's a better way to do that, because maybe I didn't necessarily like the way it ended up. Like, I was like, man, I think we could have done better. All right, next one we go, all right, this is what we did last time. Didn't necessarily like that. Is there a better way to do it? So,
yeah.
Do your Orion and Maxos amps work on the wall? So that one works. The 225 HCCA works. The Macintosh MC420 does not. It turns on, but it has a bad channel. The board would need to be fixed on it because I think it got some water damage. So not there again. Don't care. Just the amplifier itself is cool. Orion is just heatsink. So the 2250 that's over there, that guy that's this right there is just a heatsink. And then the 280GX is actually sitting here. We moved that off of the wall because it was getting damaged from the sun. And I was like, we should probably move that and put some of these other crappier ones. So Fernando got bored one day, and we had 2 new Rockfords that got donated. So those went there. Those are both dead. Those got drowned in a car. But he decided he wanted to put all the Rockfords in a row and all the kickers in a row. And so then these are, we put some of these other ones over here. So, I installed JL amp with JL subwoofers. The rear speaker was working good. 3 days later, they sounded weak. I did not hook up the rear door speakers to the amp. What can be the cause? Yeah. Dean is like an old dog. He can learn new tricks. Yeah, I can learn new tricks. All right, so I installed a JL amp with JL subwoofer. The rear speaker was working good. 3 days later, they sounded weak. I did not hook the rear door speakers to the amp. What could cause that? Man, that's a tough question. I can tell you a lot of the times when people add subwoofers to their car, all of a sudden the other speakers typically don't sound as good anymore because now you have that other subwoofer in there that is just beaten down, and it just changes the overall sound of the car. You may need to think about getting new speakers and possibly an amp for those to have them play at the same volume as the subwoofer. That's the only thing that comes to mind. I mean, if nothing else changed in the car, there'd be no reason why they would sound weak, other than everything else is louder. So, hey, you know what tonight is?
What is tonight?
Tonight is Monday night. Yes, Elias, it's a wonderful idea. We love using the Ground Zero door treatment kits. There they are. And those are the new. See, you get to use your new cutters today. Were they easier?
Oh, they're awesome.
They're awesome?
Oh, dude.
Only the best for you, Fernando. Only the best for you. So tonight is Monday.
Yes.
6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Where are we going to be?
On Facebook.
Doing Facebook stuff. Tonight's the show. So 20-minute mark. We have fundamentals. Tonight is going to be polarity. And then at 45-minute mark, we have a new product that we want to show you guys. So make sure you guys tune into that show tonight. And of course, the rest of the time, we'll be answering your questions. Do you have a winner for the 12-volt Clean Wire Club? Picture of the day? All right, so make sure you guys tune in tonight on Facebook, 5-Star Car Stereo, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to be on there going for an hour, taking your questions, having some fun, talking about weather and all the other fun things that we do. Where's the best place to apply deadener? Man, we got so many videos on how to apply deadener to a car. I would just check them out. Fernando does a really in-depth on a lot of that. We also have, you can just search the Ground Zero door treatment kit because we have a full video showing you everything there is to do on that one. All right, guys, listen, that's it for now. I got to get back to work. Fernando's already back to work. His little chip break is over. Fernando, what do you say?
Bye, guys. See you guys later.
See you later. Bye.
You know.
Just chilling in the back.
Yeah.
So we're day 2 of the 2017 Honda Accord. The rear deck is sound treatmented up.
Sound treated.
Sound treated. Okay, we'll go with that. I also did the rear deck. I'm sorry, the trunk lid. So we did this. For those of you that are interested in doing a trunk lid like this, three pieces, maybe 4, will get this covered. So I used 3.5 to do this whole area here. But we also have the amplifiers now mounted loosely up in place. You can see the screws aren't in tight. We're still running the wires. Here is the signal and the speed wire for the front speakers, and all the RCA signal cables are here. This is the USB for the amplifier. It's wired in place, kind of like we did in the Toyota last time, because it's really hard to get to these. The box is just sitting in there. I used it to hold this up until I could get my 4 screws in. This is, of course, the speaker wire to go to this guy here, and then the purple one is over here to go to that. The wire is zip tied into place and down. Sub wire is right there next to the K2 coaxial that's going in the rear. Fernando's finishing that up. And what time is it on your side of the globe? What time is it? It is 3:30 here. What time is it in New Zealand? It's gotta be like 12-hour difference. I think it's like 3 in the morning there. Anyways, so the power wire, we ended up going with dual 4 gauge. So this is just zip tied up till this point here, so that I could get it out of the way. Fernando will take it from here, but once he's done getting those speakers in, then I'll hop back in where he's at and I'll put this all back together. Because I took it apart, so I'll put it back together that way. He doesn't have to worry about that. The other door is done. Man, I want you to see these. So these are the KRX2 tweeters. But dude, look at the size of that tweeter. Like, you can see from here, it's just huge, and it fit perfect. Focal logo's in place. Just waiting to get to here. So next, when I'm done here, I'll bring my wire around and up along into this area. It's no problem. All right, hang on. Let's see what Abraham is asking today. What do you do if the amp is distorting too quickly? Memphis LC7i with an infinity amp. It's doing. Should I try pressing the high level button? Turn down the LC7i. Turn down. That's controlling your signal. So, you know, easy enough thing to do would be to disconnect the Memphis amplifier, play some tone coming out of the radio, find out where your input distortion is, put a voltmeter onto the output of the LC, and if your amplifier's regular line level input is between, let's say, 4 or 5 volts, just tune it till it says 4 or 5 volts with that frequency playing, and then you'll be all set. I mean, that's voltmeter, man. Voltmeter make it easy. So that's all you got to do there. That's noon. That's a moon. That's a K2. That's oh, so Jesus. I can read. That's no moon. That's a K2. Great Star Wars reference on May the 4th. Flynn Audio in the house. That looks like a Honda Accord. Oddly enough, it is a Honda Accord. It's a 2017 Honda Accord with the factory GPS system in it. So we are going to be integrating into the factory amplifier. This has a variable voltage output. Can I buy Focal from you? Of course you can. Just give Paul a call, 727-216-6170. If you're in the Continental, then he will ship. Fernando, how much do you love doing sound deadener?
Oh my God, that's the best thing ever. It is what it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Exactly. Yeah, so while he was doing this, I went ahead, I did that. And he did a much better job in here. And honestly, I don't want to sit back here. I would have done it though. I would have done it for you.
What?
I don't know. Exactly. On average, how long does it take Fernando to do the door with the Ground Zero Pro kit in case I don't end up with time to do it myself and have to pay? That is a wonderful question. It takes about a day and a half to do 2 doors, the Ground Zero full kit. Day and a half. Because, I mean, you had the driver's door done yesterday, and you weren't done with the passenger door. So, about a day and a quarter.
Okay.
I mean, because it depends. Like on an F-150, you've gotten pretty good at those, but it still, I think, takes all day and a quarter of the day the next day.
Okay.
So, I'm going to go with a day and a quarter.
There you go.
Day and a quarter. Dude, that much K2 is such a small car. Holy cow. Bring your earplugs. That thing is going to be crazy. loud coming from a regular K2 owner. All right, so here's the nice thing about that, and there it is right there. This is going to be a full active system, but even if it was a passive system, the tweeter crossover has attenuation on it. But because it's full active, we'll be able to do whatever we want to this tweeter to control the output from it. Obviously, he went with the bigger tweeter, so we want to make sure he gets the benefit or the joy that is the bigger tweeter, but we also don't want it to sound like it's the only speaker in the car. So, along with its extended range, we'll be controlling its output through the processor that we'll be using. I'm gonna get my 2021 Road Glide audio done. Havoc, the guy that's in here, Havoc Motorsports. Is that what he calls it? Havoc Motorsports? Havoc Motorsports.
Yeah.
He handles the Road Glide stuff for us. Morel Maximus, active. What should I do for rear fill off of a Pine? You asked that question yesterday. And the answer is still the same, but I will walk over here and grab the the product catalog of Morel. Hold on. Somewhere in here. Oh, that's Focal. Here it is. All right, give me 1 second. Let's go to the back of the book here. There's the amplifiers, subwoofers, Maximal Ultra Mark IIs. All right, so these are the Maximal Ultras, and I think those are as good as it gets. So yeah, Maximal Ultra Mark IIs. Set of these guys here go with the Ultra Coax 602 Mark IIs. So if you need a 6.5, that guy right there, Maximal Ultra 602 Mark IIs. It's gonna look just like that. That'd be a great speaker to go with. If you want to spend a little bit more money, obviously you could get into the Tempo Ultras, but I don't really feel you're gonna benefit from it. I think just going with those would be fine. And that's all I have to say about that. Saw where Amp bought another company. Seems like could help with their iData alternative. Well, I mean, the company they bought is M2M, which is a fleet service. So it really doesn't have anything to do with that kind of thing. I need a double link kit for a Chevy Lumina. Any recommendations? Definitely don't want to go to Pack because we know they're not going to have one. Jeff! Just saying. You're funny though. Lumina. God. Good times. Memories. Thoughts on the SR450? I have one. 4.500? Yeah. Oh, there he is. Hold on. Havoc happens to just be here. Hold on a second. Where's my keys? Let me grab my keys. But no, I like the Audison. I bought one for Sue's car, and at some point in this lifetime, hopefully I'll get around to putting it in. However, I'm not holding my breath. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
How are you?
I was gonna wait till you were done.
What's that?
I was gonna wait till you were done.
That's okay. We were just talking about you.
Oh, well.
Guy had a road glide.
Ugh.
What does that mean? That's what you do.
It is.
I was gonna say, man, that's kind of like your purpose in life.
You don't want to do a Ford Aerostar now, do you?
Yeah, actually, I do a Ford Aerostar.
Ugh.
Oh, why not,
Chain all
man?
the speakers across the whole back of the van?
Nah, man, I'd tear it all apart and do it right. Take out that rear speaker controller. That'd be the bomb, man. Put some big speakers up in the dash. Dude, you could probably make today's technology with that van, you could probably make that thing sound awesome. Because it had like, even that Dodge had like 5 1/4, 6.5 up in the dash. Oh,
The
that
full
would-
size?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Oh, yeah, the Caravans all did.
Yeah. On a Dayton DSP, it has 4 inputs, 8 outputs. I have components on the front and coax in the rear with a P312 sub. Can I control the sub through the DSP? Can I control the tweeter separately from the mids? Yeah, if you're full active, if you're using all 8 channels, 1 and 2 would be tweeter, 3 and 4 would be mid bass, 5 and 6 would be the rear, 7 or 8 would be the subwoofer. So yeah, you can control everything through that. Bobby, may the 4th be with you. What's his Facebook page for the Harleys? Do you have a face? Havoc, hold on. Let me do this so they can get it the right orientation.
There, how's that?
Havoc Motorcycles and Power Sports on Facebook. Yep, there you go. I made him grow the beard too because I knew no one would trust him if he didn't have a beard.
Can't ride a motorcycle if you don't have a beard and tattoos. Yeah.
Yep. So he wanted to do car audio. I was like, come on, man, give me a break.
Let the horse die.
Let the horse die. Day 2 installing a Key 400.2. Okay.
Dyslexia going.
What's that?
You got the dyslexia going.
Why do I?
You said key 400.2.
Oh yeah, it's always gonna be. Well, in my mind, it's gonna be a 400.2. So until they come over there. No. He's just stopped by to ask some questions, and it just was convenient since somebody was talking about
Harleys,
and
road rides.
Yeah, and he's my resident expert. Oh my gosh. All right, so that's it for now, guys. That's it for now. Let's go check on Fernando, see how he's doing real quick. Fernando, how are you doing?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, you got one in? Oh, look at that. Dang, that looks sexy. Ooh. Are we fast ringing these?
Mm-hmm. Just the top.
Just on the top? Do you want me to grab them for you?
No, not yet.
Not yet? You're not ready? He's not ready. He's not ready, guys. Don't rush him. Don't rush him. My Pro components are passive. Can I still control the tweeter separately with the DSP? That is a negative. You can still control the tweeter tonality through the EQ, but as far as like the tweeter on its own, no, because you don't have a channel for it. So, you're gonna have... So look at it this way. When you're passively controlling the speaker, you have a crossover that controls the tweeter portion and a crossover that controls the mid-range portion. So those top tweeter bands are going to be only affecting the tweeter because the mid-range is crossed over. So yes, technically you're going to be controlling the tweeter with the EQ, but it's not like you're going to be able to level control them unless you bring down every channel on those corresponding bands. That's what the negative 3, 0, and plus 3 dB are on the passive crossover. It just gives you some form of level control. So you're going to have to do it through your EQ. Does audio control matrix make a difference in sound? It does make a difference in sound if you're dealing with something that has a low voltage output. So if you're buying one of these current inexpensive radios that just has 4-volt preamp output, matrix would make a big difference for sure. As far as the Honda DSP, I honestly don't know. A lot of people have been complaining it's out of stock. You got to remember, we're going through a chip shortage right now, so it's not like everyone's going through chip shortage, man. I mean, there's no radios, there's no DSPs.
We want to take your money, we just can't.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, just buying wire is comical at this point in time. So sent your guy a message in Facebook. So Tim Stereo sent you a message in Facebook. Good luck with that. There you go. There's the beep. I put sound deadener on the Honda Coupe trunk lid. Now it's a... Oh, guillotine. Any suggestions? Yeah, I know. Not really. That's why I really like the Ground Zero stuff, because it's lighter. It doesn't... See, it still stays up. But yeah, it's gonna be heavy. When it's right here, it's gonna pop you in the head. If you got a friend that welds, like a welder, then you could always weld in some gas struts. Like an actual, like a hatchback. You could go in and weld in some gas struts. I have seen guys do that before, but what's that?
Boltman. Weld them in.
Okay, bolt them in, whatever. Bolt in some gas struts. Easy killer.
Trying to catch a carpet on fire back in there?
Pull the carpet out, lazy. All right, guys, listen. I got to hit the road. Thanks so much. This has been 5 Minutes with 5-Star Fernando.
Bye, guys.
Bye. What you eating? You had to think about it because you had your drink in your hand, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. This is the meal of champions right here, guys. Or a 30-year-old, one or the other.
That's it.
Did you put some of that in there?
Of course.
I don't know.
You got it.
I mean,
Had to.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah.
And he's not sweating yet. He hasn't eaten enough of it. He will be shortly, though. So, hey, how's everybody doing? We're working on a Jeep Commander. Now, this thing can be a major pain in the butt. It's kind of a nightmare truck. However, it's not. It's actually one of the easier trucks to work on. It just takes a little bit more time in front of the computer to figure it out. The reason for that is this uses a really strange bus network that PAC hasn't been able to figure out. So if you go to, their website and you type it in, they list nothing for this car because they've had nothing but problems with it. Metro lists something, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's cool. But iData, they list something. And that's cool because we can just do an iData, we can do all the programming here on the laptop, we can set up our steering wheel controls, we can print out the wallet card, we can make life super simple with this. However, the reason why this didn't get handed to me first, as it should have, was because we're doing an ILX W650. ILX W650 is not RR feature compatible, which means that like the gauges and all those extra the salt and pepper that RR have doesn't do anything on this radio. However, the RR is nothing more than a smart harness. It just works just like anybody else's smart harness. Just you program it on a laptop, you download the most current instruction manual, which I'm gonna have to scroll through every car here, so we'll get back to that later. So it will work on an ILX W650 as a steering wheel control interface and a smart interface. And then if he ever decides he wants to upgrade to a different radio, which he probably won't, but whatever, you can then get all those cool features. But we can now put it in this car super easy and have the reliability of the Maestro piece, and of course the ease of setup of the Maestro piece. So RR, and of course they have the new website, which is what immediately led us to it. So we just clicked over here, typed in the information, and boom, there it was. Quickly flashed our module, and we're done. So yay. Thank you iData for making it the Apple of car audio. Now, if you're an Android guy, fine. You can pretend like it's the Samsung of car audio, whatever you like. But there it is. So there's your story for the day. How are you, Fernando?
Doing wonderful.
Yeah? All good?
Oh, perfect.
Interesting, super cool. It is. It's very cool. I know, right? It's like ridiculously cool. Man, I should have took a picture of those 4x6s from this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I know. We had to do some 4x6s in the back of a single cab Chevy pickup truck, and wow, a lot of work just to do that one little stupid speaker in the back of the car.
I think this is the first 4x6s we've done in what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, we did them in
Like a year.
Well, the 4-doors we do them in all the time, because that's why I had the beginning bracket
I'm
for
saying
it.
recently, like.
Oh no, we haven't done it in a while.
Probably like a year or more.
Yeah.
We
But
can do 5.
definitely a super complicated 4x6. What's up from Texas? Nice new shirt. This is not a new shirt. This is my throwback Saturday shirt. Those of you guys that remember Frostbite Enclosures, we used to talk about them a lot. He unfortunately went out of business this because of COVID, and a slowdown in the state he was in just totally decimated his company.
That sucks.
And they were a big sponsor of the show. And so I was going through my shirts this morning, and I was like, man, I'm gonna wear my throwback. Yeah, rocking on.
Throwback Saturday.
I wonder if they have MTI shirts.
They do.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Get some MTI. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's what we're wearing. So they had this was a super cool logo. I'm really kind of bummed about that. What's up from Arkansas?
What's happened?
Hey, he's over there with
Arkansas.
High Five Aga.
He's in Arkansas?
Yeah, he's in Arkansas. Any shallow mount 8-inch you recommend? I mean, for 8-inch, for shallow, we always, our default is the Comp RT from Kicker, but now you have the L7 LT?
L7T.
L7T, sure, we'll go with that. The L7T, so the L7s, the Ts have been very impressive, so if you're building your own box and you want to, yes, definitely check those out. With no disheartening feelings. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bummer. Dean is the man. Dean is not the man. Dean is a man, but with a mighty laptop. Hi, can you ever do a video on running parallel and series subs in the future? So many people get confused. You know, the funny thing is we actually have that video already made. We did that a long time ago. We have that. Yeah, it's in there.
Yeah.
But we got one. But you know what I can do? You know what we will do, just for you, is we'll on the Monday show when we do fundamentals, we will do a Monday show on that. So, because I know it's probably been like 3 or 4 years since we did that video, so we'll add that to the list of things to do on fundamentals, series versus parallel, and how that all fun works. So yeah, just make sure you check out the Monday shows. I don't remember what this Monday is about, but it's already made. Do you remember what I made it on? Oh, different classes of amplifiers. Someone asked about that last week.
Right.
So this week we're going to talk about...
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yes, we're going to talk about different classes of amplifiers. The basics of the different classes of amplifiers will be what we talk about on Monday.
Yeah.
So we got a big week coming for you. Naturally, we got the Monday show coming up. Classes of amplifiers is something we're going to talk about. Once we do it, if we want to get deeper into it, of course we can. However, Tuesday, I'm super excited. We have Seth Hostetter from JVC Kenwood Corporation coming on, and we're going to talk about dash cams. All different types of dash cams, why you want a dash cam, how dash cams work, everything you could possibly want to know about dash cams. Dash cams is, I feel, a new market as far as, I mean, we've had them for a while, but now that the big companies are getting into them, like Kenwood, Alpine, Pioneer, JVC, everyone is getting into this dash. So now we're not just dealing with like strange companies making dash cams.
Right.
These are purposefully built dash cams coming from these manufacturers. So for example, we just got these in the other day. We just got the new JVC dash cams in, so we're pretty excited about that. But we're going to be talking all about dash cams with Seth. We're going to have demos. We're going to hook some up. And not only that, not only dash cams. Okay, and I feel they call them dash cams, but I think it's a category that's going to need a name change because we have other cameras we're going to talk about for different, we'll just call it motorsport, okay? So we're going to have motorsport cameras that we're going to talk about. However, these things don't exist yet. So we're going to get a sneak peek on some new cameras for something other than cars. Okay? That's about all I got on that because even I don't know much other than I got some new stuff and this is kind of what it's about. But, you know, because you like to talk too much, we're not going to tell you everything until we come in. So make sure to check it out Tuesday. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be 6:30 is when we're going to start. And we're going to be done sometime before Kicker goes on. So, because I know most of you guys love watching the Kicker on Mass Show, so we don't want to bump into them. So, we're going to be done sometime before them. But we got a lot of dash cam stuff we want to talk about. And of course, we know there's going to be a ton of questions about dash cams. So, it ought to be fun. Pretty excited. Do they make cams for side mirrors?
No.
They don't make any of their cameras yet for side mirrors.
I mean, like EcoMaster makes that, but now what are you trying to do?
Yeah, the problem is that right now that is still developing. Like there are some, like I said, like EcoMaster does make some purposely built mounted cameras for things, and then of course they make cameras. I just don't think anybody's doing it right yet. Like they're just taking cameras and saying they work on mirrors. I don't think anybody's making like what we really need. And by that, let me explain, because this is where it comes in, and a lot of people like, oh, put mirror cameras on, and it's like they'll do it, and then they don't understand why they suck. So let's look at this mirror, for example, here. All right, so this mirror bends in, so there's a pivot point right here, all right, which means we have to somehow get wire through this, all right. Now, if this is a smart mirror of any kind, that means it's got lights or dimming functionality or anything, or this one is heated. So we know there's wire run through it somewhere. So we should be able to follow the factory wiring and get into here. Now, if we take this off, there's a plug right here so that if this car gets damaged or in an accident, that we can unplug, remove the mirror, put a new mirror on, plug it in, and move on. Aftermarket hasn't figured out we need a plug here for that. They also haven't figured out that the boot should not be the first point of removing, meaning there should be a plug here, and then there should be a second plug located either on this side of the boot or this side of the boot for the same purpose. If this car gets in an accident and they need to take this door off, okay, we don't need a connection somewhere in here or somewhere over here in the dash. So we need a connection here, we need a connection here. After that, then we can have a normal run to whatever we need to go to. But these guys are not figuring that out yet. We also need really thin connectors. And also, in some cases like here, if this is a Molex plug and you're making a kit for, let's say, a Jeep, then we need to have access to pins so we can repin the harness into there. So it comes down to manufacturers. One, they don't want to do the work. And two, they just don't want to do the work and they're not listening to what we're telling them. So, you know, you can get things that mount here, but then, you know, they're rigging it. So no one has really stepped forward and said, I'm going to make a mirror cam that doesn't suck to install. So, yeah, so that's kind of the thing. In my mind is if you're gonna try to do something like that, you really need to put some effort into it. And they're not doing that yet. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. What's that? Oh. So yeah.
Okay.
Now tonight is Saturday, which means that tonight we'll be doing, what's up?
Tonight is Saturday.
Tonight is Saturday.
Yep.
Today is Saturday too, but tonight will also be Saturday. And Saturday.
Not right now.
Not right now.
It's only tonight.
You gotta go next door?
Yeah, I gotta go pair the Bluetooth that we put it on.
Why okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Don't forget.
You wanna go out the front door?
6 o'clock. Yeah.
6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We'll be answering your questions, having some fun over on YouTube. It's Car Stereo Talk with Dean and Fernando. We do it every Saturday night at 6 o'clock. And it's hard to believe it's only 2:45 here. This day has been very long. Very long. Definitely long. Added some Sony 4-inch to my BMW series. Ran a Monster Cable 8-gauge pack power. It's so handy to decide to use it. Used a reducer to join. There you go. Tomorrow, Disney. Tomorrow is not Disney. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, as we all know. We're going to wherever my mom decides she wants us to take her. 8-gauge is almost never overkill. 8-gauge is almost never overkill, unless you're dealing with like a kicker key, in which case 8-gauge is a lot of wire for a kicker key. You can run it, but it's a lot. 11:45 in Cali. Oh, shush. You're funny, Bobby. No, so what else? There was. I'm trying to think if there was anything else we needed to hit. I'm already hot and I'm dying in SoCal. I bet, man. You guys get that dry heat that sucks. Like I remember when we were there, it was 114. Everyone was crying like, but you know, oh my God, it's so hot, it's so hot. It's like, it's hot. It's like oven hot. Here is not like that. Here's a different kind of heat. Oven hot sucks too, though. I don't ever understand why they go, oh, it's not so bad. It's a dry heat. No, it's heat. Heat sucks. But I will take heat any day over cold. I had an 8-gauge on my brother's kicker key. It worked fine because Stinger included a butt connector. Exactly. And there again, it's totally fine. Pro tech tip of the day. The pro tech tip of the day is when you're getting ready to do an install in a car that needs a smart harness, make sure you check all your sites. So go to PAC, go to iData, go to Metra, find out who makes what for what, and then get your parts. In this case, you would have gone onto the website and you would have found out PAC doesn't make anything for this. So I would have gone, you know, personally I'd start at the iData site, see if they make something, because even if you're not using an iData radio, as I said, iData is still just a smart harness, so you can hook it up to anything. In this case, I mean, we even shot the video showing how you could, I had to say to Paul, hey, yeah, I watched these two guys do this video showing how I can use an RR on a non-RR compatible radio. You just use it as a smart harness and it works wonderfully. So there's your pro tip of the day. I'll take cold right now while I'm removing that. Help please. Speakers on right side sound like they're supposed to, but on left side sounds worse when I swap RCAs. Problem changes sides. I bought new RCA cables and problems still there. Could be bad RCA. All right, let me read that again. When I swap RCA, problem changes sides. Okay, so let's start the signal path. Where does the signal start? So as you're diagnosing a problem, the radio is part one. So everything starts there, goes through the RCAs, goes through processor if it has one. If not, goes in the amplifier, comes out of the amplifier, goes to speakers. Okay, so if we have a problem on the left side of the car, not the right side of the car, then we switch the RCAs. If the problem changes from one side of the car to the other side of the car, then I take the RCA out that is good and I plug it into whatever inputs. If all sides work, then we know it's not something after the amplifier. If I take the other RCA, the bad one, and I plug it in and all found bad, there again, I know it's not the amplifier. Now if I take one good RCA, put it into the channel, and that channel sounds bad, and I take the other RCA, I put it in that channel, and it still sounds bad, if I put those RCAs into another channel, it sounds good, both of them sound good, then I know it's got to be that channel. So now I have to figure out, is it the speaker or is it the specific channel of the amplifier? So then I would take speaker off of, I would flip the speakers, left and right speaker, and I'd be like, okay, put the RCA into that channel. If that channel is now clear and the other channel that was clear is now dirty, then I know it's the speaker or the wiring going to the speaker that is bad, so I would investigate from there forward. If I go back to the first one where I have one RCA that's good, one RCA that's bad, I'm gonna go to my radio now and I'm gonna flip the RCAs there. All right, I'm gonna find out, okay, so right, left, left, right. Now go back to my amplifier and do the same thing. If it stays on that RCA, then it's the output of the radio. If it flips to the other RCA, then I know it is, then I know it's the RCA that's bad. So or I should say, if that channel stays dirty, then it's the RCA that's bad. And if it stays, okay, you guys get what I'm saying. Now we're just getting confusing. But anyways, that's how you figure out if it's a bad RCA or if it's a bad radio or if it's a bad amplifier. It's just flipping between good and bad, keeping track of what is good and keeping track of what is bad, and working your way all the way up to the radio to figure out, okay, you know, eventually you're going to try and make sure that every channel of the output of the radio is fine. And if it is, then you know after that it's either the amp or the RCA. The terminology makes it hard to figure out the sites. Have you been to the new iData site? It's like super easy. It's all pictures now. It's literally just pictures. So you just point and click, and like you type in the model number of your radio. It's super easy. I mean, like it's almost silly. I mean, you know, you just type in. You're right. Oh, hold on. We're looking at me. You just come over here and you go like, here's the car right here in the top corner, and I scroll down and I tell it what kind of radio I have. In this case, an Alpine ILX W650. It can go through and give me retains factory amplifiers, navigation outputs, steering wheel controls, and then it elaborates down here. So that's pretty basic. Tells me which pieces I need. And then if I want to, it'll tell me where there's the closest dealer to me. Now when I'm over on the instruction manual, okay, and then when you're flashing it, as you're flashing it, it like, hold on, I won't go back. It literally gives you a picture of your steering wheel as you're flashing it. You can pretend flash it in demo mode, which I don't have up, but then it will just walk you through and like, here's the installation diagram. I mean, I can't even make it easier than this, and I tell you guys how to do it all the time. I mean, it's like a rainbow, and it tells you what each thing is, and it like, they make it really simple. Like I said, they are the Apple of car audio. It's like, just pair it up and go. But no, I understand. Trust me, we were talking about this. It is the Apple of car audio. And don't get me wrong. This is a topic we were talking about yesterday, and that, you know, some things that are just day to day for us are not for other people, even other installers. And it is like, what are you talking about? And we're like,
yeah, okay.
This. And yeah, no, I totally get it though. Totally understand. Is there a way to make up sound quality on Bluetooth versus USB? Yeah, but you're not gonna like it.
Well, you might.
So if you want the best sounding Blue SB,
What is that?
if you want the best sounding USB, okay, Here it is. This is the Moscone. This is a Moscone AMAS. AMAS 96X. Okay, that 96 is the bit rate that it's transmitting at. This is the best Bluetooth receiver that you're gonna find externally in a product. Don't pass out when you find out how much it is, but
It's not that bad. Hey man, you won the best.
the best comes with the price. But yes, an AMAS is the product you're looking for. For sure. He's laughing over there. Hey Dean, is there any way to get the car info on my radio? Kenwood and a 15 Ford Fusion.
Ford Fusion. Check IData. You have
I was gonna say, I thought the Ford Fusion was iData. It just depends if you're using that Metro kit with the air conditioning controller.
Oh yeah, you gotta go to the website.
Yeah, if it's got the air conditioning controller in the kit, no, because well, maybe, I don't know, but you can check iData. And the other thing too is they have the most. This sounds like an iData commercial. They're not paying us. Okay, let me just get out of the way. I wish they were. They have some of the best tech support. So if you do have questions like that and would like a better answer, you can always call their tech support because they're the best. eShop recommendations and LA series. Would you recommend? What's Gary's place? Definitive?
No.
No. Define? Define? Sound Divine?
Oh my god.
Hold on, Fernando, look up. Yes, there is.
Divine Sounds?
That's not Divine Sounds.
Yeah.
I thought it was Definitive. Also, I drive out to EI for audio systems. Yeah, audio systems is good. That's Anthony's shop. Okay, we're going through that. Should you EQ each speaker individually as a pair or all together on a DSP? I EQ everything individually. I'm sorry. I EQ the front all individually. The rear I typically do as a pair unless there's a problem because it's just an effects channel. It's just there to make rear effect. But the front speakers are all EQ'd individually. Subwoofer is obviously EQ'd by itself. If you have an EQ that will do group adjust or global adjust after the fact without summing any of the EQ together, that's also very nice if you get it to where your target curve is and you would like to go back in and add some or subtract some to it. Then having an ability to do group EQ is nice. Otherwise you have to do it the hard way, which is typically what we end up doing. Watching your videos made me realize how much some of my previous install on my cars were definitely not clean, mainly due to lack of proper connectors on the wiring. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand what a fork terminal is for a power wire. What is it?
Define Concepts.
Didn't I say that? Define Concepts. Check out Define Concepts. They're somewhere over in that area. A guy by the name of Gary Bell owns it. If any of you guys are familiar with Alpine, Alpine used to have this car called the Sinister 6, which is like super awesome BMW thing that they built from scratch. It's his baby. Him and Steve Brown built that, but he owns a shop out there now, so definitely want to check it out. Today was nice and cool, down, no humidity. Orlando day at 85. Perfect. How about Clearwater? What is it right now?
Right now in this area, right here, beautiful clear water. It's 84. The high is gonna be 84. The low is gonna be 64.
You're getting Fernando's newscaster voice. I like your do your phone thing. Hi, sorry.
Dude, no, not you. No, I can't do that stuff.
You can't do it on demand? You make me do it on demand all the time.
Because it's gonna be for the people they call me.
Hi.
Hi. At this moment, all representatives are assisting another clients. Please, stay on the line. Yeah.
Someone will be with you in 3 or 4 hours. Oh my gosh. Hey, listen guys, we'd like to stay in chat, but we do have to get this commander out of here. Don't worry, tune in tonight at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time over on YouTube. We're going to have some more fun. We'll answer some more questions, and we'll have a gay old time, as Fred Flintstone used to say.
Yes, buddy.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll talk to you tonight. That was good, Fernando.
Thank you.
I know. All right, guys. See ya.
Bye.